The movie Captain Phillips, it opens in theaters today. It is about the captain and crew of a U.S.-owned merchant ship taken hostage by Somali pirates. The movie is based on that true story. We'll talk to the real Captain Richard Phillips in a moment, but first, his dramatic story of survival. An attempted hijacking that turned into a hostage situation.
Even for Somali pirates, this was a brazen attack on a U.S. flagged ship.
In 2009, the crew of the Maersk, Alabama cargo ship fought back against 4 pirates about 240 miles off the coast of Somalia. As the crew managed to sail to safety, the pirates kidnapped the ship's captain, Richard Phillips, fleeing in a lifeboat.
Foremost in our minds is the safety of the captain.
For nearly 5 days, Captain Phillips remained captive at gunpoint by 4 Somali teens in an enclosed 28-foot boat in the Indian Ocean, until U.S. Navy SEALs managed to take up position and kill 3 of the 4 pirates in a daring rescue operation.
What do you remember? Just being very scared and diving for the bottom of the deck and just getting as low as I could.
Some crew members later filed a lawsuit against the shipping company, alleging Phillips ignored warnings of high pirate activity in the area, steering the vessel far closer than the advised 600 miles away from the coast.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
With that case still pending, it's Tom Hanks who plays Captain Phillips in the movie that hits theaters today.
The Navy is not going to let you win. They can't let you win.
Captain Richard Phillips, good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing, man?
I'm all right, thanks. How are you doing? It's been a while. Lots happened.
Yes, it's been a while since we've been here.
Yeah, you doing okay?
Yep, doing very well.
You sat down and you watched this movie. It's got to be a weird experience. It's based on this episode in your life, an extremely traumatic episode. Did it capture it?
I think it really did capture the stress and the tenseness, especially for the 12 hours on the ship with the pirates, and again in the lifeboat, in the eyes of Tom Hanks and even the pirate. You can see that stress and tenseness that was going on.
When we spoke just a couple of days after you got back to Vermont after being rescued in 2009, there was a lot you didn't want to talk about because it was so traumatic and it was so fresh, and there were images I think you were trying to get out of your head. So as you watch this movie again, does it bring those back inevitably?
Really not. It's a door that's closed. It's been 4 years, and I've pretty much put it behind me.
Obviously, this is a Hollywood movie,
yes.
Captain, and so they take some poetic license with certain things. What's wrong in the movie? What's different as opposed to the way it happened?
Well, I think we all got to understand it's a movie. To compress 5 days into 2 hours, basically, for a movie is very tough. There's a lot of things, scheduling and things that couldn't be put in, but I think they did a very good job in portraying what went on and how fearful the time was.
As you know, the movie begins in Somalia, and we get to see a little bit of the lives these would-be pirates are leading before they decide to take to the sea and hijack the Maersk, Alabama. Do you think in some ways this is a more sympathetic view of those pirates, or at least it forces some understanding of their circumstances?
Well, they are people, even though I believe they've made the wrong choice, and they are humanized as they should be. They are people, as I said, but I think it just gives them, the viewer, a background of where they're coming from.
They're played brilliantly by some guys from Minneapolis who are Somalis who'd never acted before, and then you were played by Tom Hanks. I think your wife, back to me in 2009, joked after you got home that if they ever made a movie about this episode, she wanted George Clooney to play you.
Yeah, she did.
You got Tom Hanks instead. How did he do capturing you?
Well, he came up and visited me in my house in Vermont a few times, and when I met him, I had told him, if he is going to play me, he's going to have to put on a little weight and get a little better looking, and he did neither. So, but I think he did a very good job.
What was it like meeting him? I mean, he drives up to your house in Vermont. You're not used to that sort of thing. What kinds of things did he want to know about you?
Basically, he really didn't want to know about the story. He said he read it, and he just wanted to get an idea of the routine on the ships, the routine of myself at home and leaving my family and going back to work and vice versa. Some nomenclature and vocabulary on the ship, routine on the ship. He really just wanted to get a gist of that.
Something else swirling around this story, Captain, is there is a lawsuit now that's been filed by 9 of your crew members. They're not suing you, but they're suing the owners of the ship, saying, though, that you put them in harm's way, that you went too close to the shore and ignored some warnings of pirate activity. Are you worried about the outcome of that lawsuit?
Oh, of course I am. I believe it is six of the crew are still suing. It's been on for 4 years. Within weeks of coming home, the suit was initiated, and they are suing the company. But you have to understand, we in the Merchant Marine deal with piracy all over the world: Philippines, Sulawesi, Malacca Straits, East-West Coast of Africa, East-West Coast of South America, and indeed today Nigeria is worse than Somalia ever is.
You're back at sea. Have you entered some of the places, and is the threat of hijacking constantly in your mind?
Again, if you're going to be in the Merchant Marine, you will deal with piracy. Firemen have to go into a burning house. Police have to deal with violent situations. Merchant Marines have to deal with piracy. I have been back in the Gulf of Aden area, and it's always a concern.
Well, obviously, this movie's getting an awful lot of talk. There's talk about a possible Academy Award nomination for the film and for Tom Hanks. We're going to see you on the red carpet, you and Andrea?
Hopefully I won't do anything wrong. I won't be on the carpet.
Richard Phillips. Captain, it's good to see you as always.
Thank you, Matt.
All right. And once again, Captain Phillips hits theaters today.